and Africa coming up next, as well as the special winners.
Hello. Welcome everyone to this live stream. We are here on the final day of the Armageddon, where our young star D Gukesh is going to take on the winner of Vladimir Kramnik versus Nodirbek Abdusattorov in the Armageddon final. So this is a very important day for Gukesh and all the Indian chess fans, and we are going to have a great stream today. But first we'll have the game between Kramnik and Nodirbek, and well, I would say the favorite of course is Nodirbek, the youngster, but Kramnik is not to be underestimated. He almost beat Gukesh there, and so in case if Kramnik manages to win, then it's Gukesh versus Kramnik in the finals. If Nodirbek manages to win, then it will be Gukesh versus Nodirbek. So that's how things are shaping up to be. What is your opinion? Who will reach the finals according to you? Let's have a look at the chat and see what you guys have to say. The game will start in less than a minute now, and I'm very excited to... Today there were two streams. We first did the World Championship and now this one. World Championship one game was also very exciting between Ding and Nepo. Okay, let me have it. All good. Everyone's saying Nodirbek should win. Kramnik fans also. Thank you, account number 2. Where is Samay? Says Rao Saheb, he was at the Pune Comedy Festival yesterday. I don't know where he is today, but he's playing a lot of chess and he's getting better at it day by day, reaching 1900 elo on chess.com. I think that's amazing, you know, for him. By the way, I must commend the organizers of this event, because they have put up such a great show with such great production. Even yesterday, Rajabov had such great things to say about the organization, basically the production of this entire event. Let's listen to what is being said here.
And just yesterday, he beat Parham Maghsoodloo in an exciting match, going down all the way to the wire to set up today's match against Kramnik. The legendary 14th world champion Kramnik is of course the other player still in the running. He started his tournament in impressive fashion, beating Dubov 2-1 in a crazy Armageddon game where he won on time with only 1 second remaining on the clock. Next up, he played Maghsoodloo, a match he won very convincingly, 2-0. And finally, just yesterday, in the clash of generations, Kramnik went down 2-1 against Gukesh after he was better in all 3 games. That leaves us with the one man who has won all his matches here, 16-year-old Gukesh from India. He started his tournament by convincingly beating Yu Yangyi from China. Then he survived a crazy match against Abdusattorov. He was worse in both blitz games before dominating the Armageddon. And then just yesterday, Gukesh came up against his mentor Vladimir Kramnik, a match he won after a very close fight, taking it all the way to Armageddon. Gukesh was suffering in all 3 games, but in the end, he kept his cool, and he's now awaiting his final opponent.
So Kramnik is of course a very experienced player, one of the biggest legends in chess, and I mean he's very positional, prophylactic, and he's of course good at other parts also, but his main strengths are prophylaxis and just grinding out his opponent. And Abdu is also quite positional. And his defensive skills are also amazing. Often he gets into trouble, but he gets out of trouble often. So yeah, Abdusattorov's main strength, I would say, is defense, and Kramnik maybe positional chess.
Would you rather get a rematch against Gukesh, or would you rather play Kramnik?
Of course, at the start of the tournament, I said that I very much want to play against Kramnik because I didn't play against him in a serious game.
You will play Nodirbek Abdusattorov. He told me that you guys have never played any game either over the board or even online. He said you played the other day here after the opening. What are your thoughts about that upcoming match?
No, it's very interesting to play with best junior players. I mean, one after another. So, yeah, I'm looking forward. Really, I'm looking forward. It will not be easy, of course. It will be difficult, but yeah, I mean, if I manage to keep the level and don't make crazy things, well, I have my chances, I think. But that's a question. It's day after, day by day. Yeah, it's. Some days you are fine, some days it's worse at my age, but I'm looking forward, to this match.
Yeah, what a fighter.
Kramnik called his first opponent Abdusattorov.
In fact, when we were in Zurich, Switzerland, Kramnik was working with Gukesh as his trainer. So it's really amazing as to how they are now facing each other. At that point, of course, Kramnik's elo was 2750 plus Gukesh was 2550, and now Gukesh has reached this level so quickly. That's the thing about these youngsters. They move up the rating ladder so fast. Today, Abdusattorov versus Kramnik. I would say that Kramnik has to play out of his skins if he has to beat Abdusattorov. But I'm going to put up a poll because I want to know what are your feelings. Who do you think will win the matchup here? And the one who wins will face Gukesh. Abhijit says Kramnik gives a legend vibe for some reason. Well, the reason is very clear that he is a legend, so he will give the legend vibe. Mayur Gupta says Kramnik will win. Sumit Bhattacharji says Abdu. Yes, Akash, thank you for the update for that. Raghav Garg says, Chess with India, how did Gukesh reach the finals? Didn't he lose to Kramnik? Well, he lost one game, but he beat him in the Armageddon. Kramnik will be flagged, says Ravi Solanki. Yeah, I think in general, time will be Kramnik's biggest enemy here because otherwise, of course, he can maintain the same level of play against these youngsters. But time is not easy to handle at this age. And if Kramnik manages to do that, he will have great chances. So let's go to the action. 18,000 euros is the first place. Second place is what? 12k. Third is 8k or something on that lines. And Gukesh will be looking to win those 18,000 euros. Yeah, this one, let's go. By the way, in the chat, we already have a very interesting poll and 55% to Abdusattorov, 45% to Kramnik. The game is about to begin. Let's get it rolling, guys. There we go. Okay, we have the board and the game starts off with 1 e4, e6, d4, d5, French defense by Kramnik, knight to c3, knight f6, bishop g5, h6, takes, queen takes, and wow, this is some bit of prep here. Bishop b4 by Kramnik, bishop c4, ed, bishop d5, castles, and Nodirbek is well prepared here, but so is Kramnik. He's playing quickly, short castles on the board. you will see that this knight was pinned here, but once the king moved, now it is defending this bishop. He takes on c3, knight c3, and it looks like white is a pawn up, but Kramnik plays knight c6, attacking the d4 pawn, bishop c6 played, and b takes c6. You can see how Kramnik has played this opening. He is not afraid that he has these doubled pawns. He thinks his bishop is doing well, but I think Abdusattorov is definitely slightly better here. He can play knight e4, and after queen d4, push the pawn to c3, queen d1, rook d1, and that would be a small edge. But he has played something else. He's played rook e1, and Kramnik takes on d4. He isn't afraid of this check here because after king h7, he thinks his position is completely fine. So he plays it there, and now knight e4 played by Abdusattorov. What a move! Because if you take, then there is knight f6 intermezzo, and then I take on d1 with a completely winning position. So knight e4, you need to play queen e5. That looks like a good move, or queen d8. Kramnik finds queen e5, and Abdusattorov plays queen f3. Very good play, putting pressure on Kramnik. He has to be accurate. Bishop e6, again an accurate move by the former world champion, and c3 played. This is very high level of play by both the players. Bishop e6, and I think c3 coming up. c3 played. Now for Kramnik, who has 1 minute 53 seconds. Well, I commentated on the World Championship, so after that everything was in hours. No, Narendra ji, imbalance does matter in blitz as well. As we will see, Nodirbek definitely looking slightly better here. Kramnik has to be careful. So he goes back, rook d8, and b3 played. So if you see here, white's idea is to play c4. Hiren Patel, thank you for being member for 26 months. Hello Sagar, how are you? I'm doing good. Thank you for all the support, Hiren, and for being a member for 26 months. a5 played by Kramnik. He wants to push a4 and soften up the king side, the queen side. And what does Abdusattorov do? He plays this pawn to c4. And I think Kramnik can now hack away at the structure with a4. But you can see that even a small disadvantage in the opening at this level is turning into quite a tough game for Kramnik, because Abdusattorov is finding one accurate move after another. He pushes pawn to a4 and now wants to create pressure here. So the knight goes back to c3, attacking the queen and also threatening to take. What is Kramnik's response here? I think queen a5 is necessary so that if you take on a4, he can take on c4. He finds it. He finds queen a5. Nodirbek takes on a4. But now bishop takes c4. Can Kramnik find this? Abhijit says Kramnik going to lose on time again. Not so sure yet. He has good amount of time, 52 seconds. The position is easing out a bit for him because he has taken on c4. Now you can't take on c4 because a4 is hanging. Can you take the pawn on c6? Well, the problem is bishop b5 and then I pick up the pawn on a4. So that's the reason why pawn on c6 cannot be taken. But then what do you play? What does Nodirbek come up with? He's focused here. He has still some positional edge because these two pawns are weak. But he needs to figure out what to do. 124 is Kramnik's heart rate. 103 is what Nodirbek is on. He goes h3. This is a nice little move. h3. Bishop d5. Oh, I love this bishop. It's so well positioned. Queen g3. And now Kramnik goes rook d6. Kramnik on the attack. Rook g6, rook g2 is his idea. Queen goes to c3. But now, will he take the queen? Kramnik just being sure whether he should take or not. He takes. Knight takes c3. And bishop comes back to e6. Rook to c1. And where do you go next? Should you play c5, c4? No, he first goes rook d2. Rook on the 7th heaven. Rook d1. puts his rook on c2, rook a c1, and exchanges happening there. Pawn to c5, pawn coming down. The knight cannot move because a2 hanging. Kramnik playing really well with 40 seconds on the clock. He's also pushing Abdusattorov on time. f3 played. Is it time for c4? No, he goes rook a5. What is the point of that move? I'm not so sure. King f8. He goes rook c2. Why is Kramnik not playing c4? Is there something that he does not like? I think c4 he dislikes b4. That's the reason why he's not pushing. King e7. Knight goes to e4. And now bishop f5. But actually c4 would have been a nice move here. Sacrificing that pawn. But bishop f5. Rook e2. Takes. King d6. And now a4. Rook goes back. Rook e3. Already the position is roundabout equal. In fact, a pawn sacrifice. c4 finds it. After all, he's a great player. Kramnik finds it, and now the game is equal, and I think should end in a draw most likely. But what a great play by both players, especially Kramnik. You know, he was slightly worse, but he has defended so well. h4, h5. You can't really outplay Kramnik in these end games. I feel, you know, he's so good. He's so good at these end games. A c5. What sort of a move is that? You know, if you take, he wanted to go rook e7, attacking here and here, but Kramnik goes king d7. Now Abdusattorov might do well not to overpress here. Rook f4, maybe king e7. I think a draw is incoming with king e7, rook e4, king e6, and check. Maybe Kramnik might get ambitious. Yeah, look, he's ambitious. He will fight. He's like, I'm going to fight here now. 26 seconds, check, king g6. If you go, oh my god. Kramnik wants to fight here. He doesn't want a draw. Otherwise, he would have played king e7. King h3 now, rook c2. Attacking the c pawn. Is Nodirbek losing a crucial pawn? g4 played. Rook takes c5. Rook d4. Kramnik in the driver's seat. He's pawn up. Will this be enough for victory against Nodirbek? Not so sure. Check. King e6. Rook e4. King d6. Nodirbek playing ambitiously on the king side. Kramnik plays f6. Rook e8 played. Rook to c5. And now the rook will place itself on g5. Everything is safe, but there is always the h6 break to sort of destabilize things here. You can see h6 is a threat. Otherwise, black was completely better. But with h6 on the cards, it seems like it's not enough to win this game. But still, Kramnik's going to try. With 18 seconds, he's ambitious. He will fight. And, you know, he's made a career in grinding out such positions. So g5 played. Look at Nodirbek there, rolling a pawn in his hand. King g3 played. Now h5 is a dangerous passer. Check. King f2, rook c3, rook c7, check. And king has to go back to g8, I believe. Or can you come up king e6? No, he goes king g8. Pawn comes up to h6. 10 seconds for Kramnik. He must play faster. c4. King g2, rook c1. Man, this endgame is so intense. Although the bar says it's equal, I can tell you guys, anyone can go wrong here. King h8. Rook f7, attacking the f pawn, c3. He wins the pawn, c2. And he brings his rook back, king here. And a draw has been agreed. Wow. What a game that was. Fantastic chess by both the players. Really high level of accuracy in a 3+2 minute game. And hats off to Abdusattorov, and even bigger hats off to Vladimir Kramnik. Guys, did you like that? High quality. What a game, says Sumit Bhattacharya. Bijit says high quality. Narendra Khandekar says, wow, diffidence, gives claps to these players. Fire emoji by IK. Brilliant chess. Rishi Verma says, this channel is gold. Thank you, Rishi. Quality chess for sure. Let's see if this is kept up in the next game as well, because the one who wins the next game will go through to the finals to face Gukesh. But if it is a draw again, then we will go into the Armageddon, which will be very interesting. But whether we'll have that or not, we'll see. Who do you think will win? I have a feeling that the younger players are more stable in this time format and they have better control on nerves. But Kramnik showed that he can actually match Nodirbek's play. In fact, he even managed to outplay him a bit by winning a pawn in that endgame. Tushar Bhutan says Kramnik showed why he's a legend. Well, Tushar, he's shown it like for years now. In fact, if you know, Kramnik retired somewhere in 2018 and then in 2019 he played World Blitz Championship, and in that tournament he finished third after Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura. Just imagine that tournament had Firuza, Anish, Dubov, everyone, Duda, Mamedyarov, and he finished third. So he's really good at blitz, but it's just that in this format with so much focus on the one game, it does get a little bit stressful. Okay, the game is about to start in 40 seconds. Karan says, has Gukesh ever played Kramnik? Yesterday only he played Karan and he beat him. But yeah, before that I don't think he has played him. Mayur Gupta supporting Kramnik says, let's go Kramnik. Well, what is our poll's answer? Who do you think will win? 54% Abdusattorov and 46% Kramnik. Let's see. How does Kramnik play with the white pieces? We have our board here to follow the game. Let's see how it goes. E4 by Kramnik, E5 by Nodirbek, knight f3, knight f6. Oh my god, he's playing the Petrov against the guy who popularized this opening. D3 played. Kramnik playing this line with, well, I wouldn't say loss of a tempo, but D3 is less ambitious than direct D4. In that position, bishop G5, bishop G4, you can see absolute symmetry here. Both players just repeating moves. Are they ready to go into the Armageddon already? We'll see. C4 played by Kramnik, C6 by Nodirbek. I think Kramnik understands such positions really well. He goes queen c2. Also, another possibility was to put the, after CD, to put the queen on b3. Queen c2. Oh, this is a nice observation by Narendra Khandekar, who says the entire d file is filled up with pieces. Nice. Queen c2, bg6. Bishop takes g6 has been taken at g6. And now c5 played. The bishop has gone back to c7. b4 by Kramnik. a5 played by Nodirbek. And now a3 most likely is the response for Kramnik. I think it's a very interesting position here, with white having space and black having very nice pieces, like the knight can jump to e4 when there is no pin. Rook can come to e8. Bishop is well placed, but also at the same time the queen doesn't have a good square. So rook e8, rook b1, ab, ab. And actually speaking, Kramnik is AB played. Kramnik is on 2 minutes 29 seconds. Nodirbek is on 2 minutes 51 seconds. Let's see what he comes up with here. Abdusattorov's heart rate is so stable, says Abhijit. Yeah, 91. Amazing. Amazing. So queen c8 played here. And now rook e1. Rook takes e1, rook takes e1. The knight goes back to f8. Okay, now maybe b5, some ideas over there. Kramnik deciding what to do, because the knight is coming to e6. Very nicely placed knight, hitting the bishop as well as the pawn on d4. So he takes on f6. G takes f6. Oh, we have Samuel Sahakian in the chat. Hello, Samuel. Good to see you. One of the top grandmasters from Armenia. Samuel, who do you think will triumph here? Kramnik or Nodirbek? Because Queen B2 played knight e6. Now pressure on the d4 pawn. Also looking at the f4 square. And Kramnik has played g3. Taking control. Oh, look at this move, guys. This is such an insane move if Nodirbek can find knight f4. If you take, the queen just jumps in with king g7, rook h8, bishop f4 coming in. This is crazy compensation. But did not happen. b5 was played by black. And I believe Kramnik can take cb6 or pass off. But he doesn't take. He goes rook a1. And Nodirbek's next move is a classy move. Rook a4. It's making use of an outpost on an open file. And Kramnik took ba4. Now this pawn is a dangerous passer. This knight is attacking d4. In fact, Nodirbek's positional acumen is becoming difficult for Kramnik to control. It's so amazing, right? That this youngster who is just 18 years old is able to outplay a man who has been, world champion for so many years. Queen a6. Now let's see if Nodirbek can convert this. He's clearly better. His pieces are superior. He has this amazing passer on the a file. But Kramnik is a staunch defender. Kramnik blocks the pawn with queen a3. Now one of the ideas could be to play f5, f4. And that could be. Queen can also try to enter with queen e2. Sahakian says, I will go with Kramnik here. I'll go with Nodirbek. So, what did Nodirbek do now? Bishop d8 played. Maybe his idea is to play f5 and bishop f6. Put pressure on d4. He was knight to b1. Knight c7. Knight c3. Oh my god. This pawn is actually going to fall. But you can't take it with the knight because the queen hangs. You can't take it with the queen because knight hangs. So he plays queen a1. Good move. Knight to b5. Kramnik chops off the pawn here on a4. So that pawn which was so important is gone. And all of a sudden, white seems to be in the driver's seat. f5 played. Did Kramnik go knight b6? Oh, he finds this move. Queen e4 played. But now, guys, knight d7 is a great move. Getting the knight to e5. Will Kramnik find it? Can he play knight d7 here? Kramnik has 1 minute. Nodirbek 1 minute 24 seconds. Kramnik enjoying himself. That is the most beautiful thing to see here. He is, taking his time. He is going to play. What is his move? He actually finds knight d7. Brilliant chess by Kramnik with 46 seconds. He's doing really well. Nodirbek 1 minute 20 seconds. How does he continue? Now, Nodirbek under pressure. For sure, he's a pawn down. Yes, he has compensation, but maybe not enough. He goes king g7. But now knight b8 is incoming. Oh, knight b8 and c6 would have been in pressure. He goes h4. But now, bishop h4. Whoa. Because now if gh4, there is queen g4. He goes queen a. He goes knight e5. Oof, queen a8 was possible. But now after bishop f6, knight takes c6 played, g5, queen e1, good move found by Vladimir Kramnik. He is not giving this up. He is fighting hard. What does Nodirbek do now? 52 seconds for Nodirbek, 40 for Kramnik. Goes queen c2, knight fe5 would be a nice move. Will Kramnik find that, or he plays queen e3, also good one. He needs to keep his time about 10 to 15 seconds. He shouldn't come really down. Otherwise, he will blunder it. G5 is attacked now. Has to be careful. If G4, there is knight H4. Guys, bishop H4. What did he do? He goes knight C3, but now knight takes G5 is hanging. Can Kramnik beat Nodirbek? That would be a major upset. And Kramnik there knows that he's got his opponent by the scruff of his neck. This is his chance to pounce. He must take on G5. He takes it. Takes the pawn on G5. And now, what's next? Actually, knight D1 might be his idea. No, he goes knight E2, but there's no threat as such. Kramnik can go knight E5. He can bring back his knight. He can also go knight H3. and then maybe put his knight on f4. That could be an idea. With 18 seconds. No, there is knight e2. Oh, Nodirbek down to 10 seconds. He goes knight e2. Now he plays knight e2. Now knight h3. Let's go. Kramnik plays knight to h3. Finds another brilliant move. Queen d1. So the knight shouldn't move because there is a check coming here. So the knight can remain there. The pawn can start pushing. He fights. What play by the legend. Kramnik playing ultra brilliant chess. Takes on d4. Take the knight. Take the knight. Doesn't matter. Takes it. Bishop takes. Queen g5 check. King f8. Pushes the pawn. The king is safe. The pawns are running down. Check here. Gain some time. Gain a pawn. Bishop goes back. Nodirbek is lost. Kramnik just has to keep his cool now. Can he maintain his cool? That is the question. 8 seconds. I think he's under pressure for sure. But I think he'll manage. He'll manage. Check. King h2. And now 6 seconds. Nodirbek needs to make a move. Oh, he's going to lose the time. Bishop d4. c7 coming in. No. c7. You will lose the queen. Queen c7. Yeah, bishop e5. And queen d8 played. Nodirbek's resistance is brilliant. As Gukesh mentioned in his interview, Nodirbek is known for his defensive skills here. And Kramnik unable. Oh, 4 seconds. 3. Come on, Kramnik. Don't lose your time. This is very important. Kramnik must fight here. Queen e5. King h7. This is real street fight, guys. King g8. And 4 seconds. 3. Queen e5 is unable to win this. Threefold repetition. Threefold repetition. Arbiter called. Kramnik is like, how can you pause the clock? Nodirbek says, I have repeated this 3 times. But I think there is no repetition. King is on g8. Or is it? Maybe if he goes to h7, there could be a repetition. Tanya Kareli, who is an arbiter, comes in and checks. Unbelievable. There, Kramnik gets up from the board. I think Nodirbek has made a very smart call here. Because I don't know at what point Queen e5. So you need to find this position. Has it been repeated 3 times at some point? Queen e5, King h7. This is, I think, the first time. Man, I can't go through this. Let the arbiters decide if there was a repetition or not. But I think, yeah, this was the second time perhaps. And this is the 3rd time with King h7 coming up. Maybe not so sure, because the first time it was perhaps White's move. Now it's Black's move. I'm not sure. But I think it could be a draw. What do you think, guys? I think there was a threefold repetition. But there you have there Kramnik checking there also with Nodirbek and the arbiter. This is not an easy job for the arbiters by any means. They have to be very alert, because the entire tournament's result depends on it. And Kramnik is like, where's the repetition? And Nodirbek is like, I'm going to play King h7 now. So, oh my god. So it's 3 times. And Kramnik would be so livid with himself and Nodirbek is enjoying himself. I think Nodirbek just knows that this is a draw, which means that he would be in great spirits for the Armageddon. But Kramnik played so well. It was just that he couldn't finish it. Couldn't finish the game. Is it a draw? Or they are back? Oh! Oh yes, it's a draw. It's a draw. Nodirbek says, very sorry. But what presence of mind by the Uzbek youngster. I mean, guys, just think about it. He was down to 5 seconds. And you know, in this, I cannot even find a move what to play. And this guy actually remembers that it was a threefold repetition, claims a draw and gets it. Just highest level of presence of mind, I would say. This great. And I'm sure Kramnik is very upset because he couldn't find the win there. But happens to the best of us. It's 1-1, 1-1, and it's time to go into the Armageddon. But now the momentum is clearly in Nodirbek's favor, I would say, because he just dodged a bullet there. Clear bullet. Of course, Kramnik won Hearts, Grey Ninja. In fact, he won many pawns as well. He won everything. But in the end, he couldn't convert it. That is what is tough when you have less time. Sumit says a person needs to have two brains to do such an act. Yeah, exactly. Nodirbek is actually such a genius, I would say. This, by the way, bishop h4 was perhaps not the best move. And Kramnik took good advantage of it by finding knight e5 and stuff like that. Winning c6 pawn and then queen e1. He found some great moves actually. Found some great moves. Abhijit says, I hate this happening to Kramnik. Yeah, I mean, everyone kind of roots for the legend, especially when he's played so well. But then, even yesterday, Gukesh managed to upset him in time pressure. These youngsters are very slippery. They are very slippery. They don't just do this to players who are old like Kramnik, but they do it to everyone. They are just so good. And here, actually, it's not so easy to find a win because the pawns are blocked. The knight cannot move because f2 is under pressure. Somehow you need to bring your queen to e1, defend f2, then bring your knight. Like, you have to unravel slowly. You have to unravel slowly. And look at Kramnik, he's like, what? But in the end, Nodirbek was right. Amazing. Amazing. Who were you supporting, Sagar? Actually, I really like both of them. But in this game, because Kramnik played so well and was winning, I thought Kramnik should have won. But, well, Nodirbek is not going to give this up easily. You know, this is what Armageddon, this tournament is all about. It's about making those decisions in split seconds. And these are the toughest ones, I would say. To be on your toes. Let's see what, I think Kramnik would love to get white pieces here, but I think he's got black. He has the black pieces. So he has 4 minutes, Nodirbek has 5. I think just like Gukesh got 5 minutes. Kramnik would play like out of his skins. He has to play super fast. That's what he must do. He must not waste even a second. e4, e6, we have the French defense on the board. And the same line has been repeated. And Kramnik just not wasting even a second. a3, queen d8, knight f3, c6. He knows his stuff. Queen e2, bishop e7. Oh, long castle. Knight d7. This is going to be a crazy game. Black has the bishop pair. White is going all out for the attack. h4 played and Kramnik goes a5. Kramnik has kept his king in the center. So he's done that. He's smart. There he's not castled so that Nodirbek does not get a clear target to attack. He's kept his king in the center. At the same time, a3 is going to be a very nice hook for the b pawn to come down the board. Nodirbek taking his time here. The difference is now just 30 seconds. What does Kramnik do? He goes b5. Boom, boom. This is amazing. And by the way, ED, you may even think of going, no, CD, then b5 hangs. You don't want to sacrifice. But ED looks fine. So what does Nodirbek do now? He goes knight e2. He's been put under pressure by Kramnik right out of the opening. Knight e2. Time to push b4, I think. Kramnik pushes b4. a4 played. Okay. The queen side is closed for the time being. But maybe a good idea could be queen c7. Bishop b7, later try for c5 break. Okay, he goes knight f6. He's like, I'm attacking your center. If you push, my knight is jumping here. Knight to g3 by Nodirbek. I want to see how Kramnik plays this. de he takes. Not a great move. Better was queen c7 or castles. Because de The problem is knight e5, but he takes on e4, and also that's fine. Knight e5 was also a good move. He takes on e4, knight e4, queen e4, attacking c6. Kramnik plays queen d5. Did he play it already or not? I think he did. So queen d5, bishop d3. He took the queen, bishop takes, bishop d7, knight e5. Oof. Nodirbek putting a lot of pressure on Vladimir Kramnik here. Two things here. c6 is weak. Also, when the knight jumps to c4, a5 is weak. So, lot to worry about here. Rook c8 played. And now, what does he do? f4. He cements his knight in the center of the board. f4 has been played, and what do you play now? Bishop d6 maybe. Also time wise, Nodirbek 3 minutes. By the way, draw is not good enough for Nodirbek. h5 pushed, and will Kramnik actually, he can play c5 now. He can also take here. He can also play king e7. No, he can't take. Actually taking would be terrible because de, then rook d6, the other rook comes in. So let's not take yet. Let's not take yet. King e7, good move by Vladimir. Rook h3. Rook h d8, rook g3, attacking here, but Kramnik has made a space for his king to go back. King f8, what smart play by the former world champion. Rook gd3, bishop goes back and he goes g3. Okay, take on e5 now. Come on, let's go. Let's take it. Let's take it. But you know, Kramnik is not a guy who plays for draws. He will keep playing it. Oh, by the way, he's ahead on time. Look at that, guys. Kramnik started with a minute less and now has 30 seconds more. So he's really sped up there. c5, amazing move. Because look, if you take here right now, then rook takes d3 is a great move. And whatever you take, rook c5 then defends this. So that's why it's important here. And if you take on here, c4 is coming. So brilliant move. c5 is such a good move. b3, and now what did he do? b3 was played. He took on d4. Good move. Rook d4. Take on d4. Rook takes. Rook takes. Rook takes. And then maybe you can play a bishop to c5. That could be an idea. He takes. Rook takes. And he places his rook on c5 to defend this. Ah, nice. This position. And also, guys, don't forget the h5 pawn is hanging. Nodirbek must be careful there. 2 minutes 13 seconds for Nodirbek, 2 minutes 3 seconds for Kramnik. Kramnik knows that he has a great position. Come on, but he shouldn't slow down here. Bishop f6 here, attacking the rook. Rook d6 is the only move actually, because anywhere else you go, bishop takes a4 is very powerful. Because if you play rook d6, bishop a4, there is rook a6. And at least, no, he goes rook d6, bishop a4, rook a6. Finds it. Nodirbek, what a player he is. You know, he always finds the best moves. Not always, but most of the times. Okay, now the bishop has to be moved. Where do you go? Maybe bishop e8 back. Yeah, plays it. Rook. What? He pinned the rook. He pinned the bishop here. Rook a8. And now the tactics start. You know, knight d6. This is what these youngsters are good at. They start playing with tactics. But Kramnik is like, this time I'm not letting you get away with it. Rook a7, go back. Because draw is okay for you. Kramnik, don't forget that. Sometimes it's easy to forget. Goes back, and you know, he's taking his time. That is the problem. He needs to speed up. It's not easy, guys. It's easier said than done. I know it. You know, I am not as old as Kramnik, but I'm worse than him. Of course, when it comes to playing fast, it's very difficult to play fast. He goes bishop d8, puts his bishop there. He's playing such good chess. But right now, it's not about quality. It's about speed. Bishop c7, good move. In 56 seconds, you cannot save this position. I mean, you cannot f5. You cannot finish the game. That's the problem. f5 played, bishop e2. Nodirbek knows that he's going to win this on time. Because Kramnik is just taking too much time. Bishop b5, good move. Good move there. Knight goes back, takes, king takes, rook c3, rook a6. It seems like we're going to watch Gukesh versus Nodirbek here, unless Kramnik manages to somehow magically find a way to simplify the position. Attacks the knight. Bishop c7. g3 is hanging. Kramnik sort of moving here, but 33 seconds is not enough, guys. 33 seconds is too little. Too little. He goes rook a7. Takes the pawn. Good move. Kramnik is winning. He's winning this. Knight e5 check. King c8. Knight d3. Rook f3. King e2. Rook h3. Check. Takes. King d1. Pushes the pawn. Come on. Is 27 seconds enough? Bishop comes in. Rook f6. Check here. King e2. g4. Rook takes f5. Check. King d3. Too little now. But still, it's totally better for black, I guess. Nodirbek 40 seconds. Kramnik 19 seconds. Rook h5. Pushes the rook. King moves up. Check. King goes back there. Check. King there. Rook comes back. Oh, he takes the pawn. Check. King here. 10 seconds left. Takes on c2. This is at least a draw. Man, can he save the b3? Oh, he takes it. This is winning. This is winning. Oh no. Oh, this is a draw. This is a draw. This is a draw. B pawn, B pawn, B pawn, B pawn, B pawn. Oh, bishop is no, he loses on time. This is a draw. Kramnik is like, this is a draw. And Nodirbek is sitting there thinking whether he should agree to a draw or not. No, of course Nodirbek is not going to agree to a draw. It is a draw, but... Whew! Man. It was a draw there. But he lost on time. And the arbiters can't give that as a draw. Because at the end of the day, there are mating possibilities there. And Kramnik was like, come on, this is a draw. Nodirbek didn't feel good about it. But at the end of the day, he's a competitor. And he's not going to give away a chance to play the finals. This is very hard for Vladimir, says Srijan. No, says I show speedy. I seriously hate this type of chess, Abhijit. Uzbek fans, of course, very happy. Really sad for him, says Ria. Well, I would say I'm very happy that Nodirbek is in the finals because nothing like Gukesh versus Nodirbek finals. But I really feel sad for Kramnik. But you know what? The thing was, Kramnik took a lot of time at some point in this game. He took so much time. Look at that king. It almost fell off his hand. Well, maybe Armageddon can have increment after some 80 moves or something. They did play somewhere close to 81 moves. But this means that we now have set up a dream scenario, dream finale with Nodirbek taking on Gukesh. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the main ideas behind this tournament as well, that such things happen. I think they had planned it that way. So it's not like they did not expect this to happen. Otherwise, they would have put up increment. It's part of this event that in the end, when you come under time pressure, the pieces start to fall. You have to make quick moves and so on. Yes, it's now. In the finals will start in maybe 5 minutes from now. Let's just... Or maybe there will be a small interview as well of Kramnik. Let's see. Pratichi says, got to hurt. Anyway, congrats to Abdusattorov. Finals now. Samuel says, I think Nodirbek spoiled his relationship with legend. Don't you think? No, I think basically this is the when you play this tournament, you come for this chess. I think that's Armageddon for you. I think the main aim of this event also is that time is a big factor. You can see there Nodirbek is not he's not pleased to win this point, but then I mean maybe you are right, Samuel. He could have said okay, draw, and maybe his relations with Kramnik would have been nice and so on, but I don't think Kramnik would take it to heart there. That's what I feel.
Provides a platform for anyone to create innovative domains and effectively show.
But maybe I'm mistaken. I'm going to put up a poll there. Gukesh or Abdusattorov? You know, Gukesh, by the way, has two opportunities, because if Abdusattorov beats him, they will play again. Because Gukesh has reached the finals in the winners bracket. So if he beats Abdusattorov, the tournament is over. But if Abdusattorov beats him, they will play again, and Abdusattorov has to win twice against Gukesh. Yeah, I think the chat is filled with feeling bad for Kramnik and let's go Abdusattorov. You know, there's two types of emotions going on. Okay, now it's Gukesh. I think there was no interview done because Kramnik, I don't think, was in the mood to give an interview. And Nodirbek has to play against Gukesh, so already this is an important game. Pratichi says, I don't think he would mind all that much. He himself has flagged previously in the tournament, part of the game. Maybe, yeah. Whom did he flag? Dubov or Maksudlu, maybe. Yeah. Rafi says it's definitely fun to watch pieces flying here and there for the audience. As Vidit said, this is an audience-friendly format. You know, it gives me a lot of similar vibes to the death match that we had between Anish Vidit and also Arjun Gukesh, because we had shorter formats. There was all these lightings and stuff. We also had heart rates and all. So it's definitely a show for the viewers, but then at the end of the day, when you invite these top players, no one wants to lose, you know. Let's look at this nice bit of production that they do. What is this? Let's hear. What is the question, by the way?
This was the players choosing the winner of the tournament, I would guess. That was very early in the tournament or before.
Players choosing the winner of the tournament, Kramnik writing Dubo.
How about that for positive self-talk?
Well,
Except
but Kramnik.
Okay. Okay, finals. We are about to go. Gukesh versus Nodirbek, Abdusattorov. These two youngsters who have sort of fought against each other so many times are once again sitting opposite each other, and you never know who's going to play, who's going to win it, because they are so evenly matched and they are so good. Let's see. Gukesh has the white pieces in the first game and off we go. The good news for Gukesh fans is that even if he loses the first match, like the entire match, there will be another one. But if he wins, he's won the tournament. C5, C4, D4 played. We have the reversed Benoni here. ED, CD, D3 played. Bishop to D6 and Bishop G5. H6, he takes. Queen takes F6. Knight D2. Now the knight could come to E4. So Queen E7 played, A3 with the idea of B4, A5, stopping the pawn from coming forward and expanding. Knight E4, putting pressure on the bishop. Bishop c7. And is Gukesh going to play a pawn sack now? He's known for these ideas, tricky ideas with b4. He plays it. b4 on the board. AB, rook takes, queen takes, and the point is, if you take with the knight, you lose the pawn here, or maybe there's also queen a4 check, and if you take with the queen, then I have at the very least knight takes d4. He did take with the queen, which is the best move. Gukesh did take knight takes d4. And after, look at this idea now. Knight takes d4. He finds the move rook b1 because he sees if you take, there is short castle. And so the intermezzo rook d1 is so cool. Even knight e2, king f1, he's even ready to give up a pawn because then g7 hangs. This is the sharpness, guys. This is sharpness. I love this chess. It just shows that Gukesh is such a amazing player because Nodirbek has knight c2. He has knight e2. He can move his queen. And amidst all of that, Gukesh finds this move in 1 second. Oh, guys, this is mind-blowing. Knight c2 played. Now queen a2, only move. And I hope Gukesh had seen it. Of course, he will find it because queen g7, you want to take here, but there's queen b1. So queen a2 played, and now queen goes to a3. Gukesh chops off the knight, castles, and at least a small edge here for white because this pawn can get weak. But I really loved rook e1. Samuel asks, why was knight e2, king f1 and bishop e5 not possible? Well, I think Samuel, unbelievable move here is king e2 first and then bishop a1, there's rook b4. But I don't know if Gukesh saw all of this. Maybe it's just his intuition that told him that play this move, So sometimes it happens with these great players. Their intuition is so strong and it turns out that it's right. b6, I think d5 played by Gukesh, pushing the pawn. And Nodirbek, has he played rook d8? Yeah, he's played rook d8 there. I think Gukesh has come with this sort of mindset where he's super focused, super zoned in, pushes his pawn to h4, good move. h4, and now Nodirbek brings his queen back to e7. And plays knight c3. He brings his queen to c5. Gukesh plays his queen to e2, and now bishop a6 would be quite a testing move because then you're putting pressure really on the center. But bishop a6, somehow problem is d takes e6. He first takes here, but now bishop d5. Can Gukesh find it? Because he cannot take with this pawn. c3 is hanging. So either it's the knight or the bishop. I think taking with the knight looks very natural, but then you see he finds it. Knight d5, there was bishop g3 because this pawn is pinned. And also notice that bishop g3 here does not work because of knight e4. And so he first took here, bishop takes, and now once again if you take bishop g3 there is knight e4. So that is why Gukesh found this. Bishop f5 played. Bad move by the way, bishop f5. And now can Gukesh find bishop f7? This is a crazy idea. Takes, rook b5. Attacking here, there is no way to stop it. If rook e8 comes in, there is queen h5 check and trouble after g6, rook c5 and rook f5. But Gukesh misses that idea and he plays first rook b5, which is actually also pretty fine. But queen f8 found by Nodirbek, great defender. If Gukesh had taken on f7 first, it could have been better. Now queen f3 attacking the f5 pawn. So bishop e6 played. What a game this has been. Accuracy level is so high. And I think that's the thing about these youngsters. Even when they play blitz, they are very accurate. Now, bishop takes e6 is coming in. Because if you take with the rook, which is the very natural move, then the knight sits on d5 and he takes it. So actually taking with the pawn was better to control the d. But then that's not so pretty. He takes with the rook, knight d5. He jumps in, he attacks the bishop and the pawn. Good chess there. What is Nodirbek playing now? 48 seconds for Gukesh. 111 is his heart rate. 99 for Nodirbek. Queen c5 found. Finds rook a1. Again, the best move in the position. The rook wants to enter from here. Then there are all these attacking ideas. Nodirbek under pressure has 57 seconds. What does he do? Bishop here. 50 seconds. Gukesh putting unbelievable amount of pressure on his opponent. But Nodirbek has not cracked yet. But in time, he's going down. He goes bishop d6. That's a blunder. Because rook a7 comes in. Bishop e7. And now, many ways to win. Just keep this pressure because the queen is looking here. He goes rook c7. Possible. There was also queen f5. I don't know, h5. Many moves. He goes rook c7 or what? 36 seconds here for Gukesh. Should he go queen f5? Should he go h5? Too many options there. He goes rook c7. Good move. Queen d6. And now, it's very important. There's no killer blow yet. But the knight is stable. The rook is stable. Everything is good. King g2. Wow. Great chess. Improving his king. Putting pressure on Nodirbek. But he's 21 seconds. g6 played. And now h5. Push it. Rooks. Oh, what a move. If you take, there is knight e7. And then the queen hangs. So he plays queen d8. And now rook takes e6. Rook takes e6, killing the pawn structure. Knight comes to f4. e6 is weak. g6 is weak. Gukesh playing unbelievable chess here. Queen d4 played. And now take on g6. It's a free pawn. Nobody goes queen c6. Even better. Hits the b6 pawn. And the e6 pawn. Bishop c5 takes on e6. Game is over. I think knight takes g6 is coming in. Nobody goes queen e2. Very safe. Very solid. King f7, knight comes to d3. Oh, now maybe Nodirbek gets a chance with bishop d6, just saving the bishop. He finds it. Don't give Nodirbek too many chances. He's really good at this. And now after check king g7, Gukesh, who was completely winning, is no longer winning. Queen d5 takes. This endgame is not at all clear, friends. Because even if he's pawn up, this outside passer can make white's life very difficult. But still, I would say this is a drawn position. But anything can happen. b5, king e4. He played what? b4? Yeah, he pushes his pawn to b4. g4 played by Gukesh. But this is a draw. You know, Nodirbek is so slippery as an eel. Just never lets anyone win. g5. Takes, king. Okay, by the way, this seems like a draw. Yeah, this is a draw. Knight b2. And they agree to a draw. Wow, Nodirbek, Abdusattorov, what a player. Gukesh played such a great game. He played like amazing chess. Amazing chess. Man, that was too good. But he was so close to victory, right? He was so close. Saran Srinivasan says, great defense by Nodirbek. Yeah, but I mean, Gukesh played so many great moves, yet Nodirbek in the end slipped away. But that's the nature of chess. You need to finish off your opponent. And that is what didn't happen in this. Yeah, well, whoever wins the next game, like let's say if Gukesh wins the next game, he's won the championship. If Nodirbek wins next, we will have another match because Gukesh was already in the winner's bracket. So he gets one more chance. And if it's a draw, we play the Armageddon as normal. Dave says, so intense, bro. Same as Olympiad says, diffidence. Yeah, well, in Olympiad, Gukesh lost. Here it's a draw. Pratichi says, what an attack by Gukesh, what a defense by Nodirbek. True, true. That's the nature of their games, yeah. Gukesh attacks, Nodirbek defends. Fire and ice. Whew. Okay, let's get ready for the next game. I mean, you know what? These are just short games. Like, they get over in 8 minutes or so, but they are very stressful because it's like every game, you kind of start a new story, you build it up, and then it kind of reaches the climax, and then something happens, and then your energy goes down. Then again, it raises. So it's not easy. It's not easy for the players. It's not easy for the spectators. It's not easy for the commentators. There's a lot of things that keeps happening. What's the prize money, says Madhurya? I think the first prize is 18,000 euros. Second prize is 8,000. Thank you, Pokimane, for putting that. Okay, let's have the chessboard. This time Nodirbek has the white pieces. Let's see how this one goes. Okay, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6 by Gukesh, knight c3, knight comes out to f6, a4. Oh, this line, by the way, Richard Rapport had played it with Anand, if you remember. Knight e5. Oh man, Gukesh should not have played bishop c5. This is not a good move. I think d5 or bishop e7 or bishop b4 is good. Bishop c5 or is Gukesh prepared for this? I don't know. I think, man, I don't think this is prep. Knight b5. Nodirbek is kind of getting this crazy thing going. And Gukesh is not prepared. Perhaps a6 is possible. Knight b5 is an intense move because if you play a6, there is f4. And then the bishop can't go here, has to sack itself. And I think here you are happy to give up material and push the pawn to e5. So he goes c6. He goes c6, but now you have knight d6 check. Knight d6 check. Yeah, he gives a check. Bishop takes, queen takes. And he takes on e4. Okay. Queen e5 check. Queen e7. What? Queen takes g7. There is a disco coming here. Nodirbek doesn't care about the disco. He's like, Gukesh, go wherever you want. I'm happy. If you go knight g3 check, I will block it with bishop e3. You take on h1, I'll take on h8. Man, these youngsters, this is modern day chess. Check here, and the knight actually will then protect the rook on g8. Bishop e2 played, rook g8. I think king d1 or bishop e3 were better moves, but okay. Bishop e2, rook g8. Where does the queen go? Queen h6. And now Gukesh, will he take on g2? Gukesh decides against it. He goes d5. Maybe taking here wasn't so bad because yes, you are afraid of bishop g5, but look at this move, knight g8. Attacking here if you take here. Maybe Gukesh didn't find that move, so he played d5 because now if you play bishop g5, I have rook g6 protecting everything. So what is Nodirbek playing here? He's thinking. He has 2 minutes 25 seconds. Gukesh has 2 minutes 23 seconds. I love Gukesh's calmness. You know, if you look at Gukesh's face, it feels like this guy has absolutely no emotions. Yeah, no emotions. But you meet him after the game, you meet him on a free day, it's filled with life and energy. It's like there are two individuals who are playing there. Bishop g5, pinning the knight. Now rook g6 must be played. What is Gukesh thinking? Is there some other move like, oh, there's knight g4 perhaps. But okay, Gukesh, rook g6. Oh no, is he going to play? But why not rook g6? What's the problem? This is such a cool move, right? Queen h4 maybe. That's what he's not liking, the pin. And he's thinking 2 minutes 4 seconds for Gukesh, 2 minutes 1 second for Nodirbek. Diffidence says not as much as Arjun. You know, Arjun, there's a small difference between Arjun and Gukesh. When Arjun is thinking, Arjun looks very calm. When Gukesh is thinking, Gukesh looks very intense. Okay, this endgame is slight torture for black. Because look, firstly, you might want to take this pawn, but then bishop g3 simply traps your rook. So you can't do that. So you play knight f5. He goes bishop g3. Gukesh goes knight d4. And Gukesh is trying to play tactically here But if he doesn't manage to get some tactics flowing, Nodirbek is clearly better because he has equal number of pawns, 2 bishops, and these pawns are weak on the king side. So bishop d1, great move. Bishop f5, hitting here, king d2, again great chess. I think Gukesh is being put under some serious pressure here slowly. So first you push the knight back with c3. He does that. The knight goes back, a5. But okay, the position is defensible. It's not like it's lost, but it's very, very, it's definite pressure. Gukesh, what's the time situation? Has 1 minute 20 seconds. Nodirbek has 1 minute 44 seconds. Knight c5. He plays. Maybe he wants to give this check here on e4, then pick this up. I think f3 is such a classy move. You know, this pawn first limited the knight. Now the f pawn will limit the knight. Oh, he finds it. Great play by Nodirbek against this knight. This knight is just going to be kicked away once again. And this is a great example of how knights should not be given squares in the center. One minute for Gukesh, 1 minute 32 seconds for Nodirbek. Plays rook d8. Okay, time for b4, I guess. Push b4. But look, guys, look at this move. Rook g1 with the idea of bishop f2. Nodirbek finds it. Rook g1 also. His idea is not b4. He's saying, I want to play bishop f2 and hit here. Wow. Crazy. Amazing chess. Love the quality, guys. Love the quality of chess that is on show. Rook e8. Bishop f2. Now hitting the a7 pawn. How do you defend? a6. That means the entire pawn structure is kind of now fixed. Rook a4. Rook activated from this side. Creative play by Nodirbek. h4. h5. Maybe the rook can go to h4 and put pressure on h5. But maybe you could also push the pawn to h4. Yeah, that's what he did, I guess. He played h4. Bishop goes back. g4. Takes on g4. Nodirbek takes back with the pawn. Bishop h7. This is winning for white. This is winning. Will Gukesh manage to save it? I have my doubts. Bishop f5 played. Well, the main reason why this is losing, guys, is because firstly, these pawns are fixed. You have strong majority here. You have the bishop pair. The rook is ready to swing over. I mean, everything is working in white's favor here. h5 pushing. Look at these two bishops just providing air support to the pawns. It's like the troops are going into the camp with air support from the top. That's how it looks for now. King e7 played. Gukesh plays his knight back to d8. He's being positionally crushed here. Bishop d4, rook h7, bishop f6 check. He'll take on d8, b7 will hang. Yeah, he takes it. Takes on b7. He's low on time. His position is collapsing. I don't see a defense here. Brilliant play by Nodirbek. I mean, this was a great game, which means that Nodirbek might win this match now. And if he wins this match, we will have one more final match that will happen. But let's not count our chickens before the eggs hatch. Let's first finish off this game. Rook g7, bishop e2, and now he goes d4. Rook takes f7, rook moves back, and maybe rook g5 is just game over, yeah? He takes on a6, d takes c3, king takes c3, bishop e6, but in comes rook e1, and he's losing, and resigns. Nodirbek wins the match, which means he's won here. Now it's sort of equalized, because, you know, once Gukesh had beaten him before, now Nodirbek has beaten him, so we now have a fresh finals again. But, you know, nothing is fresh in chess. You always are left behind with some or the other memory of what has just happened. And I think Nodirbek is really on a high right now after beating Kramnik from lost positions there to now beating Gukesh with such phenomenal play. This was, I think, a flawless game by Nodirbek. Maybe he can even put this game in his best game collection because he played it so well. He played it so well. No, guys, it's not over. Now another match will happen because Gukesh was in the winner's bracket. He gets one more shot. Guys, please do like the stream. This is a fantastic job done by the World Chess team to bring this tournament to you, and with all these new innovations, shorter time control. On one hand we have the World Championship which goes on for 6-7 hours. On the other hand you have this Armageddon which gets over in 8 minutes, one game. I mean, in one day. How much more variety can you get in chess, right? Guys, both Nodirbek and Gukesh are gems, okay? So I wouldn't, someday Gukesh wins, someday Nodirbek wins. I wouldn't say who's better, who's not. And I think it's very difficult to say as of now. Both of them very talented, very talented. Okay, Abdusattorov has the white pieces now and the game is about to begin. Whew. Match 15, game number 1. I think this time same opening might be played again. Let's see how that goes. Guys, get ready. Let's go. Nodirbek with the white pieces. How does he open now? Does he go e4? Does he go d4? A handshake. Gukesh starts the clock. e4, e5, knight f3. I am so excited for this matchup. Whenever Gukesh and Nodirbek play each other, guys, get your popcorns. It is just one of the best matchups that is out there. And now Gukesh, by the way, he had no time to prepare. He had gone bishop c5 last time, which was not the best move. So now he's thinking on his own. He's trying to come up with a solution here. And what does he come up with? He's thinking. Man, he's thinking so long. Gukesh, come on, let's go. Let's go. D6. Very, I would say not the best. Perhaps d5 is what he might have played if he was well prepared. But d6, d4. And I think Nodirbek has got the kind of position he wants. So all those who play e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, maybe this is a line worth trying with a4. Interesting stuff. If your opponent is not prepared, you might get good chances. Bishop e7, bishop e2. At least good for blitz chess. Castles. Bishop d7, bishop e3, rook e8. He brings his rook bearing down on the e-pawn. He wants to drop his bishop back to f8. Queen d2, the bishop drops back. The e4 pawn is under pressure. f3 is played. And now Gukesh is thinking. He has 2 minutes 34 seconds. Nodirbek has 2 minutes 39 seconds. Gukesh went knight e5. Okay, interesting move. Knight e5. Okay, what did he play? Knight e5, a5, a6. Yeah. Did that happen? Rook e1, g6. Gukesh's move g6 not so good. because it allows bishop g5 pin perhaps, then f4 moving forward. But okay, he goes bishop f1, bishop g7. I think maybe here idea c5, playing in the center, maybe weakening that could have been better, but he goes g6, bishop f1, bishop g7, bishop g5. Good chess by Nodirbek here. And now this pin is quite irritating. Maybe moving the queen makes sense. But Nodirbek is in his element. He goes queen, Gukesh goes queen c8. Yeah, position is not great for Gukesh, but it's not so bad also. It's a typical blitz position. And generally in a classical game, white would nurture his edge carefully, sort of making sure that the opponent doesn't get counterplay and all. But in blitz, you can't really control all of the tactics. So in a way, black's position for blitz is okay. But for a classical game, maybe not. Knight b3 played. And now what does Gukesh do? He goes bishop e6, knight d4, bishop d7. Of course, Nodirbek's not going to take a draw. He goes rook a d1. That is, this is Nodirbek's style. First comes here, plays here, bishop d7. Some might think, oh, maybe he'll draw, but not really. He goes rook d1 and shows that he's in control. He's the boss here. Knight b3, but Gukesh is not someone you mess with. Bishop e6 back, knight to d5, and now bishop d5 would be a good move, exchanging a few pieces. He takes it, pawn takes. Now rook takes e1, must be taken. Or maybe you can just go back knight e7. I think that's also pretty good. He goes knight e5. Fine. This is also good. But what about f4? Is that possible? Not really. Knight e d7, and black is doing fine because knight e4 is also in the air. So this is not possible. Goes queen b4, putting pressure here on b7. Yeah, with this pawn on a5, you are cramping the black position. He can't push his pawn because of en passant. And so white is definitely putting pressure there. Gukesh goes rook b8, defending that. Queen, oh, suddenly the queen switches here. Now knight d7 makes a lot of sense. Because then you defend it and then you're preparing maybe to kick off the bishop somewhere. Yes, he finds knight d7, good move. Gukesh defending this time. And also one more idea is to take. Yeah, he first takes, queen takes, and then you play queen f8 and h6. Rook e1, queen f8. This time the roles have reversed. It's Nodirbek who is putting pressure and Gukesh who is defending. Attacking c7 pawn, he defends it with his rook. 1 minute 33 seconds for Nodirbek, 49 seconds for Gukesh. Rook d1, plays bishop h6, good move. Exchanging, the more pieces that are exchanged, the better it is for black, because black has low space. So you must exchange. He goes h4, and I think Gukesh might just take it. Take, and knight h5. Gukesh is observing the position carefully. He has only 28 seconds. He needs to move faster. He takes, h takes, puts his knight on h5. Good move. The rook comes to e1, and now knight to e5, attacking the queen. Good move there. The queen goes to b4, attacking on b7. But Gukesh defends it. Maybe he had to find some tactical way of rook e8, because the idea was queen b7, you have knight f3 check, winning the rook. But he goes rook b8, and what did Nodirbek do? He pushes f4. Nodirbek, so good. Now knight d7, he goes bishop e2, hitting here. Threat maybe bishop g4 next coming up. Knight maybe moves back to g7, and now bishop to g4. Gukesh puts his knight on c5, defended by the queen here. Knight takes c5, pawn takes c5. What a fight between these two youngsters, guys. Just give it up for them, because they are playing blitz. They have very little time, but they are finding accurate moves. At least, I mean, not 100% accuracy, but great level of chess. Rook e5. Again, look at this move. The rook comes in and sort of limits this knight and everything. b6, good move. Takes. Gukesh's queenside majority might start rolling next. Queen e3 played. This is controlled, so you don't have to worry yet. Did he play b5? No, he went king f8. c4. b5 played by Gukesh, but blunder because of b4. Will Nodirbek find it? Because then you can push. This is an amazing move. If you take. No, this is not so easy to find. Will Nodirbek find it? b4. Will he go for the b pawn and push it? Oh, he pushes it only one square, but b4 was such a classy move. It would have ensured victory for Nodirbek. But now the game is still wide open. Rook a8. Now, in fact, Gukesh has the passer here. Knight comes to e8. Will the knight be powerful? Oh, there is bishop d7. Have to be careful. He finds it. Bishop d7. Knight to c7. But now bishop settles down on c6. This is big problem. Rook a6 played. But the bishop queen combo is so strong. Rook is active here. Queen is active here. Bishop is active here. Nodirbek is again beating Gukesh here. What a game by Nodirbek. a4, but there's queen b8 check, right? Oh no, bishop a4. You can just take it. No, he goes queen c3. Is there chance? King g8. Finds it. Gukesh. Maybe some comeback. None of them actually give up. Yeah, these youngsters, they never give up. f5. Going for the attack. a3. Let's go for the queen. Let's push. Let's push. No, Gukesh takes on f5. What did he do? Rook e1. a3. Man, I don't know who's going to win this. My heart rate is right now 140 maybe. a2, the pawn has gone there. Queen b2, only move to keep under pressure. Yes, he finds it. Queen b2. Gukesh moves in with his queen to f4. a2 pawn is falling. Nodirbek takes it. Maybe it's a draw. Yeah, somewhere perpetual will come. Queen d4 check. Queen f2. Take on c4. No, check here. I think it's a draw, guys. It's a draw. It's a draw. Will Gukesh take a draw? Maybe not, but he has to. He has to take a draw. The d pawn is too strong. Queen, oh, Nodirbek will not take a draw. He's such a guy. He never wants a draw, but here, I don't think he can stop the draw. There are checks everywhere. 14 seconds for Nodirbek. Queen f1, check. And they agree to a draw. Woo! Guys, what a game. What a game. Man, these two youngsters, just so good. So good. Nodirbek and Gukesh. I mean, in the game, there were so many ups and downs. I think Gukesh defended very well because Nodirbek was putting so much pressure. So, this one, Gukesh did well. Up one more game of 3+2. If this, whoever wins the tournament. Done. If a draw, then we have Armageddon. I don't know how long I can continue this. Because seriously, I don't know why, but somehow this kind of their rivalry is getting to me, you know. I can't stand it somehow. Because all other games were kind of chilled, relaxed, but Gukesh Nodirbek games are being very stressful. Subramanyam Ram Viji says, insane, yes, oof. Heart attack says Suyash Patil. Vibhor says Sagar is a Nodirbek fanboy. Well, I'm also a Gukesh fanboy. And I'm also a Nodirbek. I just love these youngsters. They play such good chess. You know, I cannot play such high level of chess even if you give me 90 minutes. And they're doing it in 3 minutes. No, this is just great chess. 50 seconds left for the next round to begin. Okay. Death by chess stream, says Steven. I hope it's not me. Yeah, let's see. Okay. I don't know how Jan Gustafsson and Johanka are so calm and cool. Man, I'm just going crazy here. Yeah, but great defense by Gukesh last game. Pratichi says, I'm fangirling this rivalry for sure. Both are super talented and seem wonderful kids too. I agree. They are wonderful. You know, I've spent time with both of them, more with Gukesh, but I also Nodirbek. Very, very humble youngster. Very nice guy. Okay, let's go. Gukesh with white pieces. Has a small edge, right? Because he's white. Let's see how this goes. Knight f3, d5, g3, knight f6, bishop g2, castles. c5. Whoever wins this tournament. If a draw, we will have an Armageddon. Knight c6, take. This was the opening that was played in game number 1 as well. Same opening. Bishop g5 was also played. Gukesh got a winning advantage there after some point, but Nodirbek said it was not because of the opening, so I am ready to play the same opening again. Knight e4 was played by Gukesh last time. Is he going to continue that, or will he play rook e1? He's paused. He goes knight e4. Gukesh says, I had no issues last time. Let's go b4. That was what was played. Oh, he plays c5. He changes it. Gukesh ready for some change. Also, guys, look at this. If you play f5, I go back and I'm ready to give this pawn so that after rook c1, knight c4, rook e1, there are all these weaknesses. Okay, anyway, Nodirbek never doesn't do f5 stuff. Rook c1 played. And now what next? e5 hits in the center. Okay, by the way, guys, this plan, knight fd2, knight c4, knight d6, that's a nice plan. Did he play it? Yes, he played it, knight fd2. But what about f5? Just sacrifice. I mean, Gukesh, take it in writing that Gukesh will play knight d6 and just give up a pawn. Because then with this, he can then get his knight to c4, the queen to b3, the bishop is open up, the rook is here, the other rook can come here. That's how you play in this setup. But of course, Nodirbek might not even go f5. Let's see what Nodirbek does. He has 2 minutes 26 seconds. Playing a bit slow here. Gukesh has close to 3 minutes. Important game. Plays bishop e6. Knight comes to c4. Rook b8, rook e1. White's position looking really good. Really good. Rook e1 putting pressure here. Queen d7 played. Oh, knight d6. Look at how Gukesh has built up his position, right? He got this knight here. Then he pushed his pawn here so that he's looking here. Then he got this knight from f3 to c4 and then looking here. And he's plonked his knight on d6, I guess. This is what he wants to play, right? Oh, he's thinking. He's 2 minutes 41 seconds. Knight d6. Fantastic move by Gukesh. He's got his knight in. This pawn is hanging for the time being. You could have also actually built up further with queen a4, but oops, sorry. That was blunder. Even by not playing, I can blunder. That's how good I am at blundering. Okay, anyway. He goes what? Did he go? He played b5 or what? He's played b5. And guys, the thing is, if you play cb6, there's bishop d6. You lose that piece. But you know you're not losing because take here. There's rook b6. Actually, what happened? Did he play? No, he found bishop c6. Brilliant move. What a move. He gave up his bishop and took the pawn. Great chess. Okay, anyway, queen d5. This is risky chess though. Because why is it risky? I'll tell you. The light squares around the king have been weakened and the queen is looking here. If a bishop pops out here, it will be a mating attack. So Gukesh instantly takes that into consideration and says, Nodirbek, let's change the queens. Because, you know, if you change the queens, I won't get checkmated. That is the point. Beautiful move, by the way. Queen f3 is such a classy move by Gukesh. Now he's pawn up. His knights are good. And actually, Nodirbek is in trouble. He plays rook fd8. But now Gukesh can take the queen. Gukesh has to find some accurate moves. But he is in the driver's seat. He is winning this. But we all know what an unbelievable defender Nodirbek is. So, the game is not over until he resigns. That is very important. Gukesh goes knight f5. Nice little move. Threatening knight e7 check and a fork there. And now what is Nodirbek going to do? He has 1 minute less. He has 1 pawn less. He is in trouble. Remember, not only this check, d4 is also falling. So, knight f5 is a high class move by Gukesh. Very good move. Nodirbek's heart rate is at 99. Gukesh is at 117 because Gukesh can feel it. Yes, the championship is near. Once you see that the championship is near, your heart starts to beat. Especially when you're facing such an opponent with against whom you have had such an history. King F8. Knight D4 taken. Bishop takes E5. He takes with the rook and the bishop comes back. Now the rook attacks the knight and the D3 pawn. How do you continue? Knight F5 is one move to put the knight on D6. Let's see how Gukesh continues this game. Rook E5, bishop A8. 1 minute 37 seconds for Gukesh, 26 seconds for Nodirbek. Plays knight F5, good move. And by the way, if you took on D3 next, C6, C7 is very powerful. So he didn't take, he played rook C8. Now if you play D4 trying to defend here, G6 and then D4 would hang. So you don't do that. Gukesh finds another good move, rook C1. What a move. Because now the point is that if you take rook takes here, knight D6, threatening rook E8 check. So he can't do that. So he plays with 13 seconds left. Nodirbek 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7. Look at him focusing. Nodirbek play F6. He plays rook E7. He takes on D3. But guys, now knight D6. Gukesh is winning, completely winning. He finds rook knight D6. He plays it. Game over, guys. Rook E8 check is coming up. Nodirbek has 2 seconds, 1 second. Takes on C5. Rook E8 mate. Gukesh wins the tournament. Wow, what a finish. What a finish. Gukesh winning the event. Nodirbek playing great chess, but it is Gukesh who triumphs in this edition of Armageddon. The finish was insane. It was a checkmate that happened on the board. Whew. What an end to this event. I couldn't have taken it for one more game. I'm glad this ended. Doesn't happen often. I'm like always like, give me more chess, but not today. It's 1 a.m. in India and Gukesh managing to win this. Guki, as they say, the Guki monster wins the game. Nodirbek playing brilliant chess, but in the end, the last game was Gukesh's. You know, he played really well. No, Gukesh does not win 1.6 crore, guys. He wins 18,000 euros. 18,000 euros is what? Okay, let's listen to the music here. Gukesh
Asia
coming in. Yeah,
Oceania.
claps for Gukesh.
Not just Asia, Oceania as well. Don't forget about that. And will he join us?
Yeah, he's most certainly will.
Of course. Please call Gukesh. We want to hear
Having
him.
him in the studio, walking that winner's walk.
I would even vacate my seat for him.
And
Now let's
let's
have a
check
look at
out
some
the
replays.
16 lakh rupees.
He picks
16 lakh rupees go to Gukesh, and Kramnik will be happy now, says Sagar. Guys, it was amazing, yeah. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you enjoyed it, and kudos to the organizers for putting up this grand show. Like, I mean, but also, you know, guys, just this shows that you need these players. You know, you need players like Gukesh, you need players like Nodirbek to sort of make this into a world-class show, because they play such good chess and they play such fighting chess. Okay, we'll wait for Gukesh to come. I'm very keen to listen to him. For all the people who stood there, I think there were 2,000 people nearly. Please do like the stream. Oh, let's listen to what Nodirbek has to say.
Day for you.
Nice smile on his face. Like it.
Let's start maybe with the first match against Kramnik, because that was really crazy. Can you tell us how your emotions?
I like
after that
Nodirbek's smile. Yeah, very
Yeah,
nice.
it was really hard. I mean, it's just yeah, he played very well and more or less played better than me in every game. But thanks to my speed and resourcefulness, I just managed to hold on. And yeah, in the Armageddon, I got, I think, very pleasant advantage after the opening, but then I played some maybe a couple of slow moves, and he equalized, and then okay, my only try is to just stay in the game and to hope for his time, and yeah, I luckily managed it, but yeah, it was very, very shaky and very shocking moment.
And let me ask you, I know, of course, you would have wanted to win this tournament, but still you qualified to the finals in September. What does that mean to you?
Okay, he's qualified already.
Yeah, it's very good for me because I had many every chance to be eliminated in this tournament, and
that's nicely
so
scored.
yeah, I'm very happy to qualify, and of course it's very nice, and I will try to show my best.
And we look forward to having you back then. Congratulations. For now, back to the studio with Jovanka and Jan.
Great play by
Thank you, Fiona.
and also
And
great
it is a great pleasure to
interview.
have here with us in the studio the
Yuki.
winner of the Asia and Oceania qualifier, Gukesh. Wow, how are you feeling?
Yeah, it's a
Gukesh.
great feeling.
I'm feeling good.
I was always looking forward to win some strong, faster time control events. I've
Nice.
never won a strong event in blitz, especially. So I was quite. I'm quite happy to
Nice. Oh.
finally get it off off my back.
Are you annoyed? Because I remember when I was doing commentary, often I was even referring to you as Gukesh. He's more of a specialist in classical. He did amazing at the Olympiad and so on, but he doesn't seem to be taking rapid and blitz so seriously. Is that a wrong stereotype that you finally proved wrong?
I think I've always been quite decent at rapid and blitz, but it's true that in 2022 I didn't take rapid and blitz very seriously, but yeah, I kind of realized that at some point it's gonna change. Classical is not going to be the main thing, so I started to focus more on rapid and blitz.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Wow.
still I would say classical is my expertise, but I'm working on rapid and blitz too.
Okay.
How do? You play online, or what's the trick?
Yeah, I think it helps.
He plays
to
with me
have some different
in chess
repertoires
base
for
office. We played.
rapid and blitz. As you
Okay.
probably saw, I was playing
joke.
some specific openings, and that's yeah.
Talk
Also,
us through the match. So the first one didn't go so well, but and then in the second one you were suffering a little with the black pieces, but then you caught him with white.
yeah. So the first game, of course, I was completely winning.
Yeah, in
I
the
think
first match.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the first match, in the first game, I was cleanly outplaying him, and then yeah, as usual, his defense is just incredible. Yeah, I was a bit upset about that, but yeah, and then the second game he played quite well. I mean, this knight b5, it was quite annoying to
Arey,
face both the
dosto.
board in the opening.
ऐसे ही joke मारा
And
था.
yeah, he won that match deservingly. And then second game, of course, I was in first game I thought I was going to lose, but yeah, I managed to hold on, and yeah, final game I'm quite proud of.
Congratulations!
this was great
we
game,
were
last
having
one.
such a great time watching you this event. Been a great pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And here we have
Oh, Humpy's
another
playing.
Armageddon that will
What?
be coming up on the 8th of
Wow.
8th to the 14th of May, and take a
Yay.
look at some of these
Humpy.
amazing
What players,
female
yeah?
players. I mean, these
So
are
good.
grandmasters. These are the best in their countries. We have Alexandra Kostenyuk. She's been a former
Well,
women's world
Humpy
champion.
is
Humpy
not
Canary,
so good at
a
blitz,
former
but I guess
women's
she can
title,
work on her blitz for a month now.
contender, and then we have Bibi Sara Asubieva.
But
I
would be
mean, these
amazing.
are the who's who of women's players, and they're just incredible.
Can't wait for the event. More fast-paced action coming soon in May already.
Madhurya says his parents named him Gukesh for a reason. Gucash, because he wins so much prize money. Ah, nice one. Liked it. Madhurya. Yeah, Bibi Sara would be the favorite. 2 times Blitz champion, she would be favorite. Okay, guys, time to end this stream. have to get ready for tomorrow. Game number 2 between Nepo and Ding. Also, a lot more things to do in the morning. So, have to go to bed and then get ready for many things. Thank you all for following and for Nikhil says, Sagar, what about next death match? Yes, planning, guys. Thinking about what would be the best, who would be the best players for death match 3.0. So planning that up. Want to make a good one there. But thank you all for being here, for following this even late in the night. It's because of all of you that I enjoy streaming and that so many of you follow it. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye. See you.